Thanks
going
for
on?
joining us. All right, Mike Toper, go ahead.
Shifting. Hey, Sam, good to see you. I want to follow up on Saturday. You had said that you didn't feel, like the offense was as good as it could been, missed some opportunities and that sort of thing. As we're in this Tuesday now, what sort of things have you been talking about over the last couple of days to try to get, I guess, maybe more on track or where you want to be going into this next game?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing we're struggling with on offense is just consistency. I kind of said the other day, it's one or two guys on every play that's kind of leading to us having a bad play. And I just think guys are just not doing their job to the level they should be doing, and it's really costing us. I think we just got to do a better job of just focusing every single play and knowing that if you don't do your job, it's going to cost us. So we just got to make sure we just emphasize just focusing every single play of the game and knowing when you don't do your job, it's really going to cost us. So that's just kind of our emphasis, just trying to be more consistent.
Alvaro Torres.
Hi, Sam. I hope you're having a great day. Well, FSU has allowed more than 1,200 passing yards and 11 touchdowns. Do you believe you can exploit that Seminoles' weakness or find a balanced game that allows you to exploit both sides of their defense?
Honestly, I really don't know what it's going to be like when we get into the game. You kind of see they like to take different things away. I think, they do a really good job on the defense side of the ball. They did a really good job against us last year. So we're putting the game plan together now, and we'll see how it goes on Saturday. But I really don't know if we're going to line them up in the air or in the run game or how the game's going to go. You kind of just can tell by just the flow of the game.
Andrea Adelson, go ahead.
Sam, is there any extra motivation going into this game because of what happened against them last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think 100%. We know what it was. We know what it was like last year when we went down there. We kind of had everything we want in front of us, and we kind of lost it all right there. It's a big game for us. It's one we definitely want to get our revenge back from last year. They played a great game against us. They were more ready to play than we were last year. So no, we definitely want this one bad.
Adam Smith.
Hey, Sam. Just curious, have you ever met Bobby Bowden, like as a former FSU commit or during the recruiting process or anything? And if you have, could you please tell a story about him?
Yeah, no, sadly, I did not get to meet Coach Bowden when I was committed down there.
Okay, well, I'll try something else. The game down there last year, was that one of the more physical games you think you guys played? It seemed like those guys hit you a lot, maybe even high sometimes. They were going high a little bit, it seemed like. I mean, was that one of the more physical teams you played?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think everyone on our offense would probably say the same. When we went down there, that's definitely one of the most physical teams we played. And we expected that. Florida State, they're always going to have talented guys. And they played really hard, and they're going to play hard on Saturday. So we just got to come with that same intensity, kind of just match their intensity, because we know how they're going to come out and play. So we got to be prepared for it and ready to go.
Thanks, man.
Okay, over to Andrew Jones.
Hey, Sam, they've had a little bit more success the last game and a half or so defending the pass than earlier. Have you seen something a little bit different that might be a little bit of a challenge that you guys have to deal with going up against them this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think they struggled a little bit versus the pass early on just because there's a lot of new guys playing the secondary, and it kind of looks like they're a lot more comfortable now in the past two games than they were in the first couple games. So I think that's probably why they've definitely done a better job. But I mean, I don't know. I think they do a lot of really good things well. I think they're really good up front. So we definitely got to be prepared for that. They have a really good DN. I think 11's probably the best DN we've seen so far. Might be the best we see all year. And I don't know. I think they do a really good job from a schematic standpoint of mixing up their looks and doing different stuff. And I just think they do a really good job on defense. And we got to have a really good game plan and got to go out there and execute to have a chance.
Going back to what Andrea asked you about what happened last year, is there a fine line where you talk about it a little bit, but you don't want to cross a certain invisible line where you don't want to talk about it too much?
I mean, we really don't talk about it a whole lot. It's kind of just something that everyone knows. what happened last year. So we don't really have to put it into words. Everyone kind of has that feeling of, and they know we want revenge on these guys just from last year. And really, we try to treat every game the same. But we definitely want this one bad.
Cool, thanks.
Gregory Hall.
Sam, Coach Longo talked about a little bit yesterday, just about scheming the offense to personnel. And Mac also mentioned just maybe trying to do what you guys did last year too much as far as what you need to do this year with new receivers and just different strengths. How have you kind of seen that the offensive adjustments evolve over the last few weeks as you kind of understand how to put guys in positions where they can excel and avoiding those positions where they're struggling?
Yeah, I think that's something that every single year, as from a planning standpoint, you shouldn't have the same plan every single year just because your personnel changes. You want to do a good job of getting your best players of football. I think for us this year, obviously we want to get Josh the ball as much as possible, just from the type of player he is. And I think we can still do some more stuff to try to get these outside guys involved as well. I think they're doing a good job of getting open. I think we're just not getting them the ball. I'm not getting them the ball enough. So I still think there's a way where we can kind of spread the ball around a little bit more than we have been. I think kind of the outside receivers haven't been near as involved as we'd like them to be. But yeah, I think that's definitely a big part of it. I think Coach Longer does a really good job from a game plan standpoint. He knows how many touches he wants to get our players going into a game, and he kind of calls the game that way.
What do you need to do to be able to get the ball more to those outside guys?
Yeah, it just depends on the play. I think just trying to get the ball out of my hands quicker and find those guys when I can. I think we're probably seeing a lot more press this year, and so on press fade and stuff like that. I got to do a better job of giving those guys a chance on those throws.
Appreciate it.
All right, last one for Sam comes from Ross Martin.
Hey, Sam, what have you noticed in practice so far this week with the offensive line and just working to protect you better and get the run game cooking a little more? What kind of steps have they made to improve, and what's the focus there on the offensive line?
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job, especially what we saw today. I think those guys are motivated. I don't think they're not very pleased with their performance in a couple of games this year. And the good thing about those guys, they're super motivated to get out there and kind of prove everybody wrong. So they've been working hard. Coach Searles does a really good job with those guys. They're always fired up at practice and ready to work. So it's just a matter of them knowing their job, doing their job, and just being consistent with it. I think that's the main thing that we've seen with them. Is just one guy on every couple of plays will mess up and it really costs us. So I think they're just really pushing themselves to be perfect on every single play and just really just strive for that consistency that we're looking for.
Okay, Sam, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.